Hello my dear students, welcome back to chemistry class beta. In the last class I have seen about the how does various types of metals shows reaction with oxygen, like sodium potassium shows a vigorous reaction, and silver and gold no more reaction with oxygen, and copper just black oxide will be formed, layer coating will be formed. And what about iron? Iron fillings goes to be burned easily, but zinc and aluminum and lead, they forms a thin oxide layer, that is nothing but positivity. Like that various types of metals, their reactivity towards oxygen we have studied in yesterday's class beta. Now in this class I am going to discuss about the anodizing process. What is mean by anodizing or anodizing procedure? Okay, इसका reaction क्या है, use क्या हो सकता है, everything I am going to be discussing here. After this we are going to study it here what happens when metals are react with water. Metal का water का reaction कैसे चलेगा? How does various types of metals shows reaction with water? Like that all points we will consider here. Good. First of all, let me explain about the anodizing. What do you mean by anodizing? Listen carefully. So this anodizing process mainly we are going to be observed in case of Al, nothing but aluminium. This is the best example for anodizing procedure because of Al, it going to be act as anode. It going to be act as what beta? Anode in most of the electrolytic procedures. So aluminium metal, or we can say a piece of aluminium article, a clean aluminium article, here we are going to be considered as anode. On the surface of anode, around the surface of anode, here formation of oxide layer will be takes place. Which layer beta? Oxide layer. Or we can say this is nothing but a thick oxide layer. So around the surface of aluminium, formation of a thick oxide layer will be takes place. That is your definition of what beta? Anodizing procedure. A thick oxide layer. So I will tell you, don't worry about that. Sir, around the surface of aluminium, which is going to be act as anode. So around the surface of aluminium, why a thick oxide layer going to be formed? That is a question mark. I will tell you how that oxide layer is forming. Okay, listen carefully. Once again. So और एक बार मैं आपको definition बता रहा हूँ. What is mean by anodizing? The process of forming a thick oxide layer around the surface of what beta? Aluminium. Such procedure is known as anodizing procedure. Clear? And before that, I want to tell you definition was clear. One more thing, one more point I want to tell you here. Here I am going to be consider a piece of aluminium particle, or we can say a piece of aluminium article, nothing but object, and you suppose it going to be exposed to the air, nothing but on exposure to air, nothing but on reaction with atmospheric oxygen. In yesterday class also already I told you, in the case of positivity, aluminium and zinc and also lead, they shows what beta? Positivity. I have told you nothing but around the surface of aluminium, the surface of aluminium goes to be completely covered, or we can say aluminium was coated with what nana? Oxygen in the form of oxide layer, but here we are getting thin oxide layer. Just you see the difference. Here I have told you thin oxide layer, but in anodizing process I am saying thick oxide layer. Variation was there. Once again, this is a normal procedure, general procedure. Generally क्या हो सकता है? When a pure and clean aluminium article, it on exposure to air, it reacts with atmospheric oxygen, and that oxygen reaches to the surface of aluminium. Around the surface of aluminium, here we are going to see a clear coating of oxide coating, that is nothing but thin oxide layer will be formed. So aluminium article when exposed to air, it going to be form a thin oxide layer, just a thin oxide layer on exposure to air. But in anodizing process, you are getting thick oxide layer. How you are going to get thick oxide layer? Now I am going to tell you through a experiment. Yes. So during anodizing procedure, here we are getting a thick oxide layer. So how the thick oxide layer formation goes to be occur? Listen carefully. So during anodizing procedure, so anodizing procedure में अपन क्या करना बोले तो it is also one type of electrolytic procedure. First of all, we have to be consider one electrolytic cell. पहले अपन एक electrolytic cell को consider करना बेटा. Okay, I have considered here. Good. So into that electrolytic cell or beaker, here I am going to be consider one of the electrolytic solution or chemical solution, that is nothing but what beta? Dilute sulfuric acid, or we can say dilute H2SO4. So dilute H2SO4 solution, it going to be act as electrolyte, nothing but which easily undergo decomposition by the passage of electricity. Good. Now into that electrolytic solution, I am going to be place two electrodes. One is anode and one more is nothing but what beta? Cathode. And you suppose anode and cathode both are made with aluminum. Okay, now is aluminum substance only. So it is nothing but what beta? It going to be act as anode, and right side electrode it going to be act as cathode. And so many times I have told you, once again I am repeating here, on the surface of anode always which procedure will be takes place? Oxidation. Again on the surface of cathode we can expect always the reaction is nothing but reduction. Anode ke surface, on the surface of anode always we can expect the oxidation reaction, and on the surface of cathode definitely we can expect what nana? Reduction will be occur. Good. And aluminum and anode and cathode, what I have told you, both they are made with what beta? Aluminum. So anode and cathode both they are made with what beta? Anode. So a clean aluminum article it going to be used as electrode, and two oppositely charged poles, one is anode and one more is nothing but what beta? Cathode. What is the sign of anode? Positive. What is the sign of cathode? Negative. Two oppositely charged poles, and you suppose they are connected to B for battery. So दो opposite electrode को अपन किससे connection कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर? We are connecting with battery. So now by using battery we are passing electricity, nothing we are giving what ना current. So battery को use करके क्या pass कर रहे हैं? By using that battery now we are passing electricity or current. That current passes across the anode and cathode into the electrolyte. What is the electrolyte? Dilute sulfuric acid solution. So through that electrolytic solution, after the passage of current, dilute sulfuric acid solution which is in beaker undergo electrolysis, nothing but decomposition, and it gives finally one is nothing but H2 gas and one more is nothing but O2 gas. H2 gas you are getting after electrolysis, only after reduction, nothing but from the surface of cathode there will be release of what nana? H2 gas due to the process is reduction. Again from the after what beta? Oxidation, you are getting what is the gas beta? O2 gas, nothing but from the surface of anode, what will be releases beta? O2 gas goes to be releases. Once again, by using battery we are passing electricity or current. That current passes across the electrodes, across the anode and cathode into the electrolytic solution, that is dilute sulfuric acid. So definitely by the passage of electricity, electrolyte H2SO4 that undergo electrolysis and gives mainly two gaseous products. One is H2 gas, one more is O2 gas. But H2 gas goes to be liberated at the cathode due to reduction, and O2 gas goes to be liberated at anode due to oxidation. Okay na beta? Now listen carefully. The oxygen gas, the O2 gas which was liberated at anode, the oxygen gas which was liberated or released at anode, again that reacts with anode only. Once again, the oxygen gas which was liberated at anode, which was released at anode, again that reacts with anode only. But what is mean by anode? Anode is nothing but aluminum. Okay, so here aluminum rod is there. I am going to be consider this is nothing but what, Nana? A piece of aluminum. Aluminum rod or aluminum electrode, it going to be act as anode. It going to be act as anode. Aluminum going to be act as anode. But at the surface of anode, from the surface of that aluminum anode, what is releasing here? Oxygen goes to be releasing. So the released oxygen at anode again reacts with anode, means again reacts with aluminum. Such released oxygen, the oxygen gas which is releasing at anode again reacts with anode, nothing but reacts with aluminum, nothing but around the surface of aluminum. Around the surface of aluminum, here you are going to get a thick oxide layer formation. Thick oxide layer formation. So the formation of thick oxide layer around the surface of aluminum after electrolytic procedure, the mechanism is known as what, beta? Anodizing procedure. I will give you the reaction. Anode metal, which may be made anode, aluminum going to be made as anode, okay, 4 moles of aluminum. It undergo reaction with gas which is releasing it anode. What is the gas? O2 gas, okay, 3 moles of O2. That gives rise to 2 moles of Al2O3. Means here you are getting aluminum oxide layer. Aluminum oxide layer. So oxide layer or oxide coating, thick oxide coating going to be formed around the surface of pure aluminum metal. Such mechanism is known as what, beta? Anodizing procedure. Good. So now my question is, sir, what is the use of anodizing? Why we have to do aluminum anodizing? Aluminum को anodizing क्यों करना पड़ेगा? The purpose is, use number 1. After anodizing, aluminum metal was completely protected with thick oxide layer. Due to formation of thick oxide layer, aluminum does not undergo further oxidation. Nothing but we can protect the aluminum from corrosion. So we can say this procedure is useful, or it can be used as resistant corrosion. Corrosion से avoid कर देते नाना. It will be protect the aluminum metal from the respective rusting or oxidation or corrosion. Next, due to formation of oxide layer, aluminum does not undergo corrosion. Means it will provide the more hardness to the metal. That also we can consider. And also one more thing. Around the surface of what, Nana? Aluminum oxide layer is there na beta. So to this oxide layer you can add the color. क्या ऐड कर सकते हैं? Color ऐड कर सकते हैं. What do you mean by color? Dyes. So different types of colors we can add, Nana. So oxide layer can be easily undergo dyeing. अपन यहाँ पर coloring भी easily add कर सकते हैं. We can easily add the colors to the respective aluminum, okay, because of on the surface of aluminum oxide layer is there. That oxide layer easily absorbs the respective colors to give the attractive finishings. So different types of aluminum metals, okay, उसके ऊपर coloring का coating कर सकते हैं अपन to give the best attractive finishing beta. Okay, all of you. Yes, this is very important topic, anodizing procedure. I hope you understand. Good, Nana. The next topic here I have written, what happens when metals react with water? What happens when metals react with water? Good. So I am going to give you the statement first of all. Metals undergo reaction with water. First of all, I am going to consider that metals, they undergo reaction with water. Formula is nothing but H2O. Initially, they are going to form the metal oxide. And also, liberation of hydrogen gas goes to be takes place. कौन सा गैस रिलीज होएगा यहाँ पर? हाइड्रोजन गैस. But here metal oxide is unstable form. Again in that water, metal oxide goes to be soluble. Metal oxide, it goes to be soluble in again what bit of water. I am saying soluble or dissolving in water. Now it changes into the product. The product is nothing but metal hydroxide. Once again, metals on reaction with water gives metal oxide and liberates hydrogen gas. Now such metal oxide, again it goes to be soluble in water. and it forms metal hydroxide solution. Okay, good. And now listen carefully. Just metal oxide, try to make cancel. Now what we can say? क्या है यहाँ पर? Metal is there. Like this. Here I have to be consider metal. Water, how many moles? 2 moles of water. What you are getting? Metal hydroxide. And you are liberating which gas, beta? H2 gas. So this is your final statement. This is important for you. और एक बार. When metals react with water, gives metal oxide and liberates H2 gas. Again metal oxide goes to be soluble in water and forms metal hydroxide. So this statement, if you want, you can write. Otherwise you can write, this is a short statement, net reaction or final reaction. So we can say that final touch. What happens when metals react with water? So we have to say that metals on reaction with water gives metal hydroxides and liberates hydrogen gas. Sodium metal, sodium hydroxide, potassium metal, potassium hydroxide, magnesium metal, magnesium hydroxide, calcium metal, calcium hydroxide. समझे? Like that we are getting respective metal hydroxides and definitely there will be release of hydrogen gas will be takes place. समझे? Good. Now, but try to remember one thing. Metals on reaction with water, they are going to be formed in metal hydroxide and liberates hydrogen gas. But try to remember one point. All metals does not show reaction with water. All metals does not show reaction with water. All metals does not what beta react with water. Does not react with water. So tell me one thing, sir, which type of metals goes to be react with water and which type of metals does not show reaction with water? Here we have 3 different conditions. मैं यहाँ पर आपको one short review बता दूँ. Yes, sodium. Next one is potassium. Next one is calcium. Next one is magnesium. Next one is nothing but what beta? Copper and lead and gold and silver. Listen carefully. Lead, copper, silver and gold, they does not show reaction with water. No reaction with water. Sodium and potassium, due to their vigorous nature, due to their more reactivity nature, they can show reaction with any type of water, nothing but cold water, and also we can consider hot water, and also we can consider steam. They can show reaction with any type of water due to their more vigorous nature, because of this reaction was highly violent. And next one is nothing but what? Calcium. It shows little bit reaction with cold water but highly reaction with hot water and steam. But calcium can also shows reaction with what? Cold water, and also it can shows reaction with what beta? Hot water. दो से भी reaction यहाँ पर चलेगा, and also we can consider steam. So sodium and potassium, it can shows reaction, is highly more reactive. Sodium and potassium, they are more reactive with cold water, and calcium less reactive with cold water but more reactive with hot water and steam. Magnesium, no reaction with cold water, no reaction with cold water. Once again, sodium and potassium, more reaction with cold water. Calcium, less reaction with cold water but more reaction with hot water and steam. Magnesium, no reaction with cold water but there will be reaction with hot water and steam. Lead, copper, silver and gold, they does not show reaction with any type of water, even at any temperature, whatever that may be. Samjha all of you? So this is the reactivity of various types of metals towards the water, maybe cold water or hot water or steam, nothing but water vapors, whatever that may be, all are H2O forms. Okay, so all metal does not react with water. For suppose example, silver, copper, gold and copper, silver, copper, gold and lead, they does not show reaction with water. So all metal does not show reaction with water, and metal does not react with water at the same rate. Which are having more rate? Sodium and potassium, and which do not having any reactivity? Lead, copper, silver and gold. Okay, now one by one I want to explain. Okay ना, इस पहले अपन किसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे now we are going to discuss about the how does sodium and potassium shows reaction with cold water. Reactions of number one, reactions of more reactive metals like sodium and potassium. Reactions of sodium and potassium with cold water. And there will be common hot water and steam, वो तो common beta because of there are more reactive states. So reactions of sodium and potassium with cold water. Listen carefully. One is sodium and one more is nothing but potassium. You know very well both are nothing but the more reactive metals. Due to their more reactivity, they shows reaction with what beta? Cold water. And they shows what Nana? Which type of reaction? Vigorous reaction, or we can say this reaction will be so violent. So sodium and potassium, due to their high reactivity, they react so violently with cold water. So violently with cold water. And in this reaction, due to their violent nature, due to their more reactivity, in this reaction, a large amount of heat goes to be released. Large amount of heat releases. So due to release of a large amount of heat, we have to be say that this reaction is nothing but highly exothermic reaction, nothing but heat evolving reaction. You know the definition very well. Once again, metals like sodium and potassium, they react so violently with cold water. Again with hot water and steam, don't need to say. Again they are highly exothermic. But we are discussing about first of all cold water. React sodium and potassium, they shows okay now they react so violently with cold water and they releases a large amount of heat. Due to release of a large amount of heat, we have to be say that reaction is highly exothermic procedure. Due to release of a large amount of heat, we have to be say that in this reaction there will be liberation of hydrogen gas because of metals and reaction with water. What is the liberating gas beta? Hydrogen gas. Okay, in this reaction also liberation of hydrogen gas will be takes place, and that hydrogen gas easily catches fire because of it is a highly exothermic reaction. So due to release of a large amount of heat, hydrogen gas easily catches fire, nothing but immediately catches fire. समझे all of you? Yes. So reaction मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ यहाँ पर metal, the metal is nothing but sodium metal. Now you suppose it undergo reaction with cold water. Let me consider the formula is nothing but 2 moles of H2O. How many moles of water you required? 2 moles of water चाहिए बेटा. So definitely metals are changes into the metal hydroxide. Sodium also changes into sodium hydroxide. It's 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. 2 moles of what beta? Sodium hydroxide. Aqueous solution you are getting, and there will be liberation of H2 gas, and also plus Q, nothing but amount of a large amount of heat energy goes to be released because of reaction is what beta? Exothermic. So sodium and dissolving in water gives sodium hydroxide and liberates H2 gas, and also it releases a large amount of heat. Due to release of a large amount of heat, the hydrogen gas easily catches fire. Next, same thing for potassium. Again 2 moles of potassium solid metal, it on reaction with water, 2 moles of H2O liquid. Again metal goes to be dissolved in water and changes into metal hydroxide, 2 moles of potassium hydroxide you are getting. Again the liberated gas is nothing but H2 gas. Again it is also highly exothermic reaction. 2 moles consider कर लो, balancing complete हो जाता है बेटा. Good. So sodium and potassium, they are more reactive elements, more vigorous nature. They shows reaction with water and they forms the respective hydroxides and liberates H2 gas. But that H2 gas easily catches fire due to release of a large amount of heat. Okay, beta? Reactivity of sodium with cold water, okay, and hot water, that is bonus. Steam with bonus, beta. Good. Now reactivity 2. Reaction of calcium I want to discuss. Reaction of calcium metal with water. With water, cold water. Yes, calcium can also host reaction with cold water, but as compared to sodium and potassium, calcium reacts with cold water somewhat less violently. Sodium and potassium with cold water more violent. Calcium with cold water less violent, but reaction will be there. So, reaction of calcium with water, cold water. First of all, let me write the equation. So calcium is nothing but one solid metal. Undergo reaction with water, same thing, 2 moles of H2O liquid. Calcium on reaction with 2 moles of H2O. Which type of water? Cold water or hot water or steam? No problem. It forms a product. The product is nothing but calcium hydroxide. And it also liberates the gas is nothing but H2 gas. Automatically all going to be balanced. If you want, you can check. 2 oxygen here, also 2 oxygen, everything will be okay beta. 2 to the 4 hydrogen, 2 to 4 hydrogen. Good. So calcium metal on reaction with cold water or hot water or steam, it gives calcium hydroxide and liberates H2 gas. Samjhe? Good. But this reaction is less violent. And sodium potassium with cold water is more violent. Due to more violent nature, more amount of heat goes to be released. But this is less violent, nothing but less heat goes to be released, or less amount of heat goes to be released. Due to release of less amount of heat, nothing but insufficient heat goes to be released. So due to release of less amount of heat, in this second case, the released H2 gas do not catches the fire. H2 do not catches fire. Do not catches fire. 1 second. Sodium and potassium with cold water, reaction takes place more violent, highly exothermic, more amount of heat. That's why hydrogen catches fire. Reaction of calcium with water, reaction of calcium with cold water. Okay, but this is less violent. Less amount of heat goes to be released. Such less amount of heat, due to release of less amount of heat, the evolved heat is not sufficient. That's why the liberated hydrogen gas does not catches fire here. Okay, na? And one more thing very important. In this reaction, when calcium reacts with cold water or when calcium reacts with hot water, whatever that may be, in that cases, calcium changes into calcium hydroxide and also the liberated gas is nothing but H2 gas. Okay, such released H2 gas, it reaches to the surface of metal. It sticks to the surface of metal. 1 second. When calcium reacts with water, it changes into calcium hydroxide and there will be release of what hydrogen gas goes to be takes place. But the released hydrogen gas, the bubbles of hydrogen gas, they reaches to the surface of metal. Which metal? Calcium. Released hydrogen gas, they are reaching to the surface of what metal. So around the surface of metal, we can see the bubbles of what H2 gas. Calcium on reaction with water gives calcium hydroxide and liberates what H2 gas. Such released H2 gas bubbles, they reaches to the surface of metal, they goes to be sticks to the surface of metal. Due to such condition, such calcium metal that will be comes up and that will be in floating mode. So they will ask you, which metal goes to be float, which metal starts floating on reaction with water? So answer is nothing but calcium. So calcium starts floating. Calcium starts floating on reaction with water because of the bubbles of H2 gas. The released bubbles of H2 gas, they reaches to the surface of calcium. They sticks to the surface of calcium and that becomes lightweight. So due to more number of gas molecules on the surface of calcium, that will be comes up and that will undergo what floating. So which metal starts floating on reaction with cold water? Answer is nothing but calcium, due to sticking of H2 gas on the surface of its metal. Due to sticking of H2 gas on the surface of such calcium metal beta. Samjha all of you? Good. So here one is sodium, one more is potassium, one more is calcium. How many metals are there? 3 metals are there. All the 3 metals, they are showing reaction with what beta? Cold water. But which metal shows more reaction with cold water? Okay. One is nothing but sodium, next one is nothing but potassium, next one is nothing but calcium. Very, very, very important. So this is the reactivity order of 3 metals with respect to cold water. Which metal shows more reaction with cold water? Sodium. After that potassium. After that calcium. After that magnesium. Magnesium does not show reaction with cold water. Okay, na? Right. So today we have studied about the reactions of sodium and potassium and calcium with the various types of water molecules. Now next, tomorrow, okay, now we are going to discuss about the reaction of magnesium and also these 4 types of metals, how they are showing reaction with water. That we will discuss in tomorrow's class. I hope you understand this clearly. Okay, na beta? Right. In tomorrow's class we will continue.